Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are currently working on getting our little colony set up here, and we've made some distinct progress at this point. What we need now is we need to get more of these augers over, for sure, and we're probably going to need to set up a little bit of a power section. Now, I don't really want to get this taken too much apart. I still want to use this as a bit of a lifeboat. So for now, what I want to do is I want to remove these. These are the ore canisters here, I believe. Not the metal ore, the vanilla ore canisters. So that's fine. We can take those off and detach them. And just place them right on over here. We don't really need them right now, although we definitely will need them once we actually get some mining equipment out here. Now, we had mining equipment, but it apparently was active despite not having any electricity when we detached it. I think that that's a bug and probably should not have been the case. But, well, that's where we are. So we don't have them right now. We could bring more over. That's a distinct possibility. So we're too far away from this part. That's okay. Let's just grab this auger for now. Placing this... I don't like these positions. I guess here. Okay. And this is a rocket parts hex can. This is a metal ore hex can. There we go. What else do we have over here? This is a metal ore can. We'll put this about here. This is a rocket parts can. There we go. We don't want to take too much out of this. Let's see. This is a CO2 can. And then there's a couple of parts up here that we are going to want. But we'll take this rocket parts can for now. We'll place this about here. And then this metal ore can, placing that about there. And then I think the only thing that we're really lacking here is this auger. So let's just get a little closer to it. There we go. We'll grab that auger off of there. And now what I want to do is I want to just hop up a little bit here. Position ourselves right on top of these docking ports, which we are going to remove. And for now, I just want to place these hex cans down here. We could just drop them over here. Or we could surface attach them down here and then move them down later. And I think that's going to be the best bet. So we're just going to surface attach that right on over. There we go. Grab this, surface attach it here. Perfect. And that should be all of them. The rest of this is life support. And for the moment, I'm not too concerned about grabbing that. Okay, let's just head on back down. The docking ports we're going to remove eventually, but that's not going to be in this round here. So, all of these parts are going to have to be moved over. That's a lot of parts, to be sure. And we can only go so far with them, but we can place this about here. There we go. And we can just move these slightly over. Sure. That'll do for now. And then we can move these hex cans up as well, and we'll just have to just slowly inch these over. It's going to be a bit of a painful process, to be honest, but here we are. We just got to move it over to here and then get them attached to things. So we should move ourselves over to about here. There we go. We should be close enough now. Yes. Okay. So we're just trying to get these a bit more organized for right now. We could group them together a bit more, but this should do for the moment. And we're going to need to move these up over to this side over here. So let's just position ourselves about here and get these augers moved up over this way. It's going to be a lot of little parts, but we knew that this was coming. We just want to get this mining section finished. So let's get these up over here. Can we get this up over this way? Not really, is the answer. We can just position them, you know, something kind of like this, though. That'll be fine. Okay. And then these don't really have a purpose yet because we don't have that mining equipment that we brought, but decided to overheat and explode when we detached it for some reason. I still believe that that was a bug. Those were not active, nor did they have a source of electricity, so I don't know how they overheated, but overheat they did. So lesson learned on that one. We'll have to either bring or make more, and I suspect it's going to be a bring, because I think we're going to not have enough liquid fuel to make things, although we might be able to just sneak one out. We have to learn how to actually make things, though. That's going to be a whole thing. So let's just get these moved up over here for now. We can do something like this, and then can we get these up on this side? Not quite. Okay. Maybe we can squeak these in over here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, this auger, I'd love to put up over this way. I guess we can do that. This one, we're going to be a little too far away from. So let's go ahead and fly on over to here, which I think will be a little too far away from this auger. Actually, we're right here. Perfect. Nice. So we can put this auger about here. There we go. This is getting very, very close to where we want this to be. Excellent. From here, I think we'll just start attaching them. So let's head up over this way for now. And let's just get these augers attached. So I want to put one auger right here, and I want to rotate that to be like this. And we'll surface attach that right there. Perfect. And then the other two augers, we're going to move around to the other side. So those are going to go something like that. And then we'll just sneak around over here. And we'll get those attached right on over this way. So we'll place one here, rotate it like so. And then put it in attachment mode. There we go. Perfect. We'll grab this guy, rotate this. Attachment mode. And there we go. Excellent. So there's those augers attached and good to go. Once we have power. I don't know if the augers draw power or if they draw liquid fuel and oxidizer. It's one of them, to be sure. So I want to get these hex cans done next, I think. So let's just place this up over this direction. There we go. We'll just get these moved up over here for now. And as long as we're working on it, we may as well move forward some of these other radial tanks. We can't get them moved too far forward, but we can get them moved a little bit forward anyway. So something kind of like that. Okay. So now we'll just head on up over here. Cool. And now we can grab these and just move them up, like, underneath here. That should be fine. Too far from this one. Okay. We'll step back a step or two. There we go. Now we're too far this way, but this is okay. We'll just position them about here. Okay. So from here, we can start attaching some of these hex cans. So these are just storage containers. I don't really care too much about them. We have rotated them around to be like this, and that's fine. So there we go. We'll grab this guy and rotate it, and we'll attach that here. Cool. Can we reach over to this side? That might be too far. Yeah, that's, I think, too far. 3.29 meters? Okay. Very rude. Well, let's just move this up over to here then. And then, as far as these go, I'm going to put one right here. That was not what I wanted. Hang on. Let's do it this way. There we go. One right there. I'm going to do one up here, and I'm going to run it kind of vertically like this. Is that too far away? It is. Okay, let's just move these up then. Okay, we'll be a little bit closer here. And I'm just going to park right on top here. Excellent. Let's attach this guy right here. There we go. Let's grab this one and attach it right over here. That'll do. And then this guy should go right here. Yeah, about like that. As far as these radial tanks go, we could maybe attach them up here. Yeah, that's the wrong button. Hang on, we're just surface attaching these. So something about like this. These tanks are not really going to be useful yet, but they will be significantly useful later. So that sounds good. There we go. That should be our mining section as assembled as it's going to get for now. So that looks good. Now, the next question that I have is, do we actually need a rocket pad? We might. So if we do, then that's definitely something that we're going to want to put on there. So I want to grab this guy. I'd love to attach this somewhere. Unfortunately, there's just not really anywhere to attach it. There's not even an attachment point down here. Yeah, there's only the one attachment node here. And the game really doesn't want us to attach it there. Can we do it in Kerbal Construction? That's a negative. Okay. We could attach it out over here. I don't think that's a good idea, but it is an idea. This only has the one attachment node. So both of these are dead ends, which is awkward for us. Yeah, I think we're going to have to just leave it here for now. We'll attach it later. So for right now, what we need is I think sunlight is a big thing that we need. I mean, it's rather dark right now, as you can see. So that's not necessarily ideal. So with that in mind, how close are we to sunrise? Well, we're very far away. So that's understood. At this point, I want to hop over to the Stampatron, and I want to try figuring out a little bit, at least, what we've got going on as far as this construction interface goes. So if we go in here, we can click on Show UI, and that gives us this. No sites found. We can turn that on. That lights this up. Okay. So we can build craft here. If we were to build this would require 149 rocket parts. If we build this, we don't have 149 rocket parts. We don't actually want to build this, to be clear. I'm just trying to figure out how this system works. Now, we don't have a site here, and that is a potential significant concern. Okay. So this is building. We can cancel the build. It's now in teardown. Okay. And we can see our electric charge slowly dwindling away. That's all understood for now. So what I want to do for the moment is I want to close this. And I think we need to hop our Kerbals back into our lifeboat here. I think we got to wait until sunrise. So, and I also think that we need to change around. So let's just board here. We need to make a ship, I think, in our VAB that we want to construct here. If I'm understanding how this is working correctly, I think that's how this is going to end up going. So we're going to want to head on up over here. Grab on, and we will board. Dunvin? Are you okay over there, Dunvin? That's not how grabbing works, for the record. Grab on, and board. There we go. So we've got two more Kerbals that we need to get aboard, of course, and I want to see here. So Pabus and Dunvin are in here right now. That seems fine. So let's go find ourselves... Yeah, here's Notagun. So Notagun is going to head on in as well. Notagun is not getting the KER bullseye. That's interesting. I got a notification that she ran out of electric charge at some point. That might be why. But it looks like she has electric charge. So I don't know. Who knows? Let's go ahead and board this. There we go. And now we're going to need to transfer crew. This is going to be Notagun. And we're going to transfer Notagun down to the crew cabin. So that'll be fine. And then Billy Bobcott is also going to hop in over here. He is getting the bullseye. Okay, that's pretty exciting. Billy Bobcott, you okay over there? There we go. Now we'll hop in. So now what I want to do is I kind of want to just warp till sunrise. Does that work here? I'm not sure I've ever done that here. Okay. So there we go. Core overheating, shutting down. Sure. So let's hop over to the Stampatron at this point. There we go. And we need to expand out our Gigantors. We can't. Presumably because our power is out. So, Tenand, I want you to hop out here. And we're going to climb on up here. RCS on, please. Up you go. And you're just going to park yourself right about there, extending out these solar panels. We'll just have to manually get them going. There we go. So that'll get us some electric charge. And now we're going to hop back in. If we can. There we go. And board. Perfect. So that looks great. Now we can see our electric charge building up very quickly. We should probably have more power on this thing. So, let's head on back to the Space Center. And let's start building a thing that we're going to want to build on the moon. So what do we need? Well, we definitely need some mining components. There's no doubt about that. We need some we need some drills. And oh, this bug. Okay. It's dark here. It's very dark. It's not rendering correctly, but we'll just hop into the VAB. It's fine. I don't know why that bug occurs. I think it's one of the mods. I haven't tracked down which one though. It's not a big deal. So at this point, we know that we want some power for sure. So this can be 3,500. This can be 400. Okay. So I'm thinking that we could definitely bring a couple of these 2.5K rechargeable battery banks. So it would be something kind of like this. I'm thinking 4 for right now. So 4 of these. And then we would definitely be interested in getting ourselves some of these Drill-O-Matic Juniors. Ideally 4 of these as well. This is not the orientation I would like them to be in. Sure, that'll work. So orientation like that. And then we would like to have... Now, I'm still not sure if having a pad is a problem, or not having a pad is a problem or not. We will find out, I'm sure. But for right now, I want to do something like this, and then I'm thinking we're going to need probably some heat management for these. So I'm thinking that we would need like some small thermal control systems. So once again, it doesn't want to orient these the way I want them to be oriented. Let's just move these up over here. This is fine for orientation. Okay, so this would be the first colony project. Okay, we'll go ahead and save that, but we don't want to, like, launch it or anything. We want to build it on the moon if we can. We may still be lacking some bits here. Specifically, the fact that we don't have a pad could be a significant problem for us. I'm not sure if there's a place for it to deploy. So that is absolutely a very significant concern. Another very significant concern is that we may not have a... Well, we don't have any ability to get any liquid fuel and oxidizer right now. So that could be a concern as well. And this location might just not have that. Keep in mind, the entire purpose behind this particular colony is a Pathfinder. We're learning what we need to do this. So, we are definitely making some progress here. To that end, I do want to get these augers started, and I want to have this open. So we're going to keep an eye on what these augers are using. Okay, so I'm looking at the liquid fuel and oxidizer. We're not using any liquid fuel or oxidizer right now. So these are using electricity. Good. So we'll get those augers going. The augers are going to build us up some metal ore. There we go. We can see that that is definitely happening. So that's good. However, The main problem here is that that metal ore, that needs to get converted. It needs to get converted over to, well, it needs to get converted over to metal. And then it needs to be turned into rocket parts. But I'm going to hop into here for now, and we're going to show the UI. And this is still being torn down, I guess. Okay, cancel that build. And resume teardown. This teardown hasn't actually occurred. So that is definitely a concern. No doubt about that. Can we add additional things to the queue? We've only got this pad 0 here. And landed, productivity, nothing, no sites found. So my concern here is that we need to have a site nearby. And that may well be the case. If that's the case, we can bring one over and we can bring those parts. So yeah, that's definitely something that we can think about. We're working on filling up this metal ore, and for the moment, that's fine. Now, if we ran this smelter, I want to be very clear about this. If we ran this smelter, that will require liquid fuel and oxidizer. The plan here was to have those mining drills hopefully be operational here, although we technically don't know that they are. They should hopefully be operational here, and then use the convertatron to turn into liquid fuel and oxidizer, like this. And that would, of course, mean that these radiators would have to be active and cooling. And that's all absolutely understood. That's going to certainly be a thing. Now, as far as getting this teardown done, I'm gonna quick save here. We might revert back to this quick save, but I'm going to quick save, and what I want to do right now is I want to warp forward here by a fair amount of time, actually. Quite a lot of time. Okay, so we filled up all of that metal ore, and the reason I wanted to do that was because I wanted to see what exactly would end up happening with this. Well, let's go ahead and start this metal conversion. We're going to run out of fuel here very quickly. 0.00% efficiency, huh? Interesting. So why is this so inefficient right now? It's definitely building up carbon dioxide. It's definitely running oxidizer and liquid fuel. But I'm not seeing any metal coming in because we're at 0% efficiency. The scrap... Okay, so it's generating the carbon dioxide and eating the liquid fuel and oxidizer, whether this is happening or not. That's interesting. So we definitely know that we want to be starting our carbon extractor. And this is a waste container here. Let's start our water purifier. There we go. And that's a food container. And we should be start farming. Okay. So this is generating some waste. That's understood. Our wastewater should eventually be net negative because we are running the water purifier here. Although I'm not seeing it as net negative right now. Let's head forward a little bit here and see what happens. Ah, this is because our water is full. Gotcha. So that's a water can there. Yeah. So that's definitely a thing. Having a little bit more water storage on here would probably be a smart idea. There are these 3 cans that I apparently missed as well. So that's good to know. We should probably move these Gigantors over as well. But for now, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm probably going to do some experimentation with this off camera, and we'll see what I come up with. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible. including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.